Hi everybody, I'm Lex and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about my Pan That palette, which I have some big news about. So first, let's talk about my companion palette. Every month I pick another palette to go along with my main palette that I'm panning. Just had a little bit of colour, a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of fun, because my main palette is 12 shades of neutral mattes. So, my companion palette for July was my Colourpop Sailor Moon For Love and Justice palette, which was amazing because I am a big Sailor Moon fan. I'm wearing my Sailor Moon t-shirt today, so that's worked out really well. And I'm wearing some of the shades on my eyes today, and as you can see, they're all very pinky, purpley, bluey colours. So yeah. The only goal I have for my companion palette every month is to use each shade once, and I have managed to, of course, achieve my goal because this palette is beautiful. So, here she is. I just love this palette, I love this colour story, all of these shimmers are beautiful, the mattes are very pigmented, it goes on incredibly well, and I really enjoyed using it this past month. I'll probably pull it out. I'm pre-filming this on the 28th, but I will probably pull this out for a look tomorrow because tomorrow is my birthday. The 29th of July is my birthday, so I want to use some of these nice cute shimmers and have a good pretty birthday look. But yeah, I've used each shade once. I used Save the World twice. It's kind of a lid setting shade, but it has some sparkles in it. The sparkles don't super show up, but they do show up a little bit. So it was nice to add a little bit of like shimmer over the top of some of these like true mattes. So I used it twice. I also used Secret Powers twice. It's this sort of lilac-y shade, and that's because with a lot of these pink and blue looks, I needed a little bit of a purple transition in the middle. And I've used Starry Sky twice because it's one of the only two like deep colours in this palette, and it's got some shimmer. I'm using it today on my outer corner. Today I'm using a shade from my Greek Gods project pan as like the lilac blending out shade. I'm using Starry Sky as my outer corner and my lower lash line. Then I've got a pink shade from my other project in the inner half of my eye, and I'm using this colour Friends Forever as my shimmer on the middle of my lid. And I think it's come out pretty cute. I've done a lot of these kind of bluey, purpley, pinky looks using this palette, and I really love it. It's so nice. It's been nice to get some use on it as well because I haven't actually touched it since I bought it, so this was my first experience with it, and it was so good. I really enjoyed using it. Now I'm gonna pop it back in its box because I keep everything like this that I like the packaging of in like pristine condition, pretty much. I do get use out of them, but it's nice to keep them tidy, and the packaging's just gorgeous, so yeah. Because that palette will be rolling out, I picked out a companion palette for August, and it's going to be my Revolution Lemon Drizzle palette, because I was mentioning in one of my other projects that I have all of these like chocolate bar style palettes, and I haven't actually been able to use very much of them. So let's get some use on this one. I think this is still a pretty summery colour story, and I think some of these colours will go well with the things that I'm panning at the moment. I'm looking forward to trying some of those out. I've been doing so many blue looks lately that I think I want to lean into some like warm tone, like browny yellowy looks now, just for a little bit of spice, just to, you know, have that summery kind of vibe. And blue's also a very summery kind of deal, but I haven't had any like warm tone summery looks yet, and I kind of want to do a few of those before the warm weather ends. Although we're about to get highs of like 35 degrees soon, so it doesn't look like it'll be ending anytime soon. Now, as for the actual palette that I'm trying to finish this year, here it is. It is the Technic Mega Mattes 12 pan eyeshadow palette, and you can probably immediately see what my exciting news is about. I've finished a second shade in this palette. So I've been going through these light colours as lid setting shades, which means I'm getting a lot of use out of them, and that's worked out well for this, what used to be a pink, light pink shade in here, because I was using that as a lid setting shade for any sort of pink or blue look that I was doing lately. So running through uses in this palette, I've used this warm toned brown once, I've used this shade here 3 times, and this shade here 3 times. I think I just did 3 cool tone looks. And then I used this pink shade 11 times to finish it up, and it is done completely. There is nothing left in any of the crevices or corners. I've made sure. I didn't even have to repress it because a lot of it was just kicking up in the end, so I was just using the kick up, and I didn't have to repress it or anything to get anything at the corners because it was all pretty easily accessible. Next I'll be moving on to this shade here as my next lid setting shade because it's the next lightest colour really. Although I was also considering going for this yellow because if I'm going to be panning lots of warm tones and browns and things, maybe a yellow lid setting shade would be good to blend things out. I'm not sure, I'll have a think and you'll definitely know next month what I've decided on. But this first white shade took 60 uses to complete. This pink shade only took 38 uses to complete. And I did have some prior untracked uses on this palette before rolling it in as my Pan That palette, but that's a really big disparity. I don't know why that is. I think that pink was a very kick-uppy shade anyway, but like that is a really, really big difference. So yeah, I'm just going to be using these to accompany everything else that I'm panning at the moment. I'm not too fussed. I've kind of accepted that I'm not going to finish it all, but the more lid setting shades I can get through, the better as well, because I have tons and tons of those in my collection, so yeah, good progress, and I'm really happy with that. I don't have any goals for next month, it's just to see how it goes, and I'll let you know next month which lid setting shade I decided to focus on, so yeah. Thank you so much for watching, wish me luck, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!